Hello friends, this is Ashish. In this session, we will talk about defining data integrity in SQL Server. We can define two types of data integrity. Declarative data integrity, where we enforce data integrity on data model, for example, on table or table columns. Procedural data integrity is a kind of data integrity where we enforce it using some code, for example, stored procedure or triggers. In this session, we will talk about declarative data integrity constraint. For example, primary key constraint, unique key constraint, foreign key constraint, check constraint, and default constraint. First, we will talk about primary key constraint. So, primary key constraint can be created on single column or more than one column of a table which are unique for that table. It enforces uniqueness of rows. It means that any attempt to change or insert primary key column value which violates the uniqueness of row will be rejected by the SQL Server. Primary key constraint disallows null in the constraint attribute. Each table can have only one primary key. A primary key constraint create a unique index behind the scene. This it does for the uniqueness of primary key columns. Second is unique key constraint. Just like primary key constraint, it enforces uniqueness of rows. Unlike primary key constraint, a table can have multiple unique key constraint. Unlike primary key constraint, single null is allowed in unique key constraint. So SQL Server supports single null while ANSI SQL support two kind of unique key constraint, one with single null, another one with multiple nulls. Third is foreign key constraint. It enforces referential integrity. What this means is uh, foreign key constraint is created on a table which is called referencing table. The column on which we create foreign key constraint refers to candidate key of another table which is called referenced table. It means that only those values are allowed in foreign key columns which exist in corresponding column of referenced table. For example, we have one employee table, one orders table. In employee table, we have primary key index created on employee ID. And in orders table, we have employee ID field. We create foreign key constraint on employee ID of orders table referencing employee ID of employee table. It means only those employee ID value allowed in orders table which exist in employee table. Second thing is foreign key constraint. Null value are allowed in referencing table even though reference table does not have any null value. Foreign key constraint can be enabled or disabled. Using foreign key constraint, we can enforce referential action. So by default, if we do not use on delete, on guess, on update option, and we do not enforce any referential action, then the attempt which violates foreign key constraint will be rejected by the SQL Server. But if we use option like for example on delete cascade, then if we are deleting from referenced table, then the corresponding row in the referencing table will also gets deleted. Same is if we use on delete set null or set default, then the corresponding row in referencing table have foreign key column value get replaced with null or default respectively. Next is check constraints. So check constraint allows you to define a predicate or a condition that a row need to satisfy or meet to enter the table or to be modified. So using check constraint we can uh, assign some condition that every row need to satisfied to make an entry into the table or to be modified. Null values are allowed on check columns. We can use with no check option with the check constraint to bypass existing data of the table from check predicate. We can also enable or disable check constraint. Next is default constraint. So default constraint can be created on any column of a table. It will not have more than one column, it will only have one column. Default constraint. Default constraint assigns an expression or a value to the column in default cases. So if there is no explicit value is assigned to the column at the time of insert, then that default value will get assigned. So now we will see the demo of each and every declarative constraint that we just uh, go through. So here is the examples. So for the example purpose I am using tempdb database. First I am creating this employee table in tempdb. Now this employee table has employee ID column. I am creating primary key index on employee ID column. Syntax is simple: alter table, table name, add constraint, constraint name, primary key, column name on which you want to create index. So after this index is created, we will not have any duplicate value or null value coming in employee ID field. Now we will create unique key constraint on social security number SSN column of employee table. So after this index is created, we will not have uh, duplicate value coming in SSN column, while we can have null value, one null value in this column. Syntax is almost same as primary key. Instead of primary key keyword, we have used unique keyword. So generic syntax will be alter table, table name, add constraint, constraint name, then index type within bracket comma separated column names. Next example will be of foreign key constraint. So for this we first create orders table. uh, Orders table uh, we created primary key index on order ID column at the time of defining a table, and it also has employee ID column. So now we will create foreign key constraint of employee ID column of orders table, which will reference back to employee ID column of employee table, so that we will have only those value coming in this column of orders table which already exist in employee ID column of employee table. So here we created foreign key relationship between orders table and employee table. We can also create foreign key relationship within a table in different columns. So suppose in manager ID column we can create foreign key constraint referencing to employee ID column of the employee table. So here only those manager ID value are allowed for which we have employee ID value in employee table. Okay. Next example is of checks constraint. So here we are creating check constraint on salary column. Here we have predicate is salary is greater than 0. So it means only those salary values are allowed in employee table which are greater than 0. So null values are allowed, but negative values are not allowed. Next is default constraint. So in orders table we have order ts column. So we are assigning default value to order ts column. Default value will be current underscore timestamp. So whenever we have an insert in orders table and explicit value of order ts is not assigned, then this default value will automatically get inserted. So this was all about declarative defining declarative data integrity constraint. I hope you liked it, and please share and like us on YouTube. Thanks.